live in a society of judgment, and this is just one more time that we're judging again.
Is Maddie here? Hey, Maddie. Oh, stand if you don't mind. So, Matt, you're 32?
Yes.
Is that right? If you don't mind, I'd like to hear about the conversation that you had with your physician.
I asked them, do I have any eggs left? And she said yes. She said, did you see the woman in the waiting room before you saw me? She said, there were 3 pregnant women that walked out. I said, yes. She said, they were all over 40. And her main thing was being in a good relationship. She says, 36, 37, we can talk about it, you know. But she says, really be in a good relationship. Don't have a baby to keep a guy, because 2 years later, she says, I have people in here crying in tears. So that was her. That was
so that's good relationship advice.
Mm-hmm.
What does she tell you about the medical aspects of when you ought to try to make a decision about the right guy?
So I'm learning a lot today.
It didn't come up in the conversation.
No.
Folks, right there is where I think we have a problem. That's where I think we in the medical field, Dr. J, I'm going to ask you about this. That's where I think we're slipping. Because I would tell them, if she gave you great advice, I'm proud she did what she did about relationships, because that is the number one thing you got to focus on. But when we don't make a decision, that is a decision. When we stall, we are deciding not to act in a timely fashion if we have the choice. So now that you've heard what we've talked about today, what are your thoughts about, you know, marriage, spouse, partner, child?
Waiting?
Waiting.
My mother had me in her 20s, she had my sister in her 30s, and she had my brother in her 40s. I see how hard it is to be a mother, and I see, I don't want to get emotional. It's a lot of work, and the people that actually do that for their children, whether they're adopted or they have a donor sperm or a donor egg, that they're willing to do that, it doesn't matter what age that they do it. Because, you know, it's you know, I love my mother. She's here with the audience today.
Where's Mom? Come up here, Mom. I'll back you up.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't think, you know, people that want to have children, it's not for me to say when and when you can't. That's what life is all about. You know, at the end of the day, is to have, you know, we're here to, you know, reproduce or breed, whatever you want to call it, but that's what life's all about. So if that's what someone wants to do and they have the desire, and if they can't do it one way, they have options. That's a good thing, especially being in this country. You have options. And I just think we should start talking, because we do keep secrets from each other.
So, Mom, if you were in the doctor's office with Maddie when she was having a conversation at age 32, what would you advise your daughter if you just happen to be privy to that discussion?
I'll tell Madeline to have children when she's ready and with the right person. Really. Because I believe, and I was not born